A friend of mine recently wanted to buy a turntable as a gift, but they didn't have time to order one online. So they asked me, can I just go into a big box store like a Walmart or a Best Buy and buy one there? And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know the answer to that question. I didn't know if A, they would carry turntables, and B, would they be of a quality that I would even suggest buying. So I spent all weekend driving around to these stores to try to determine just these things. I found something that was a little interesting, something that was very confusing. I may have stumbled into a completely different store with the best selection. But lastly, you got to stick through to the end because I've got one recommendation of places to buy turntables that we may not think of first, but will be the most supportive to those stores. But before we get there, we got to hit up these stores and see what they have. Let's start with Walmart first. Well, I just pulled up to the first location, which is Walmart. Now let's set some expectations for this video here. I'm not trying to find a high-end audiophile, grade, expensive turntable in one of these big box retailers like Walmart or Best Buy. I'm really just looking to see if you can even go into a store like this and even buy a turntable, a starter model that's good enough quality for a beginner to even use. Do these stores even carry turntables of that nature? I don't know. Let's go in and find out. Okay, I just got home from Walmart and I had to come inside because what I saw confused me. First things first, it was cool to see that Walmart actually was selling an Audio Technica turntable that you could buy above and beyond the Crosley and Victrola models, suitcase models that you're used to seeing in stores. The Audio Technica is what I would recommend over those. So you can find them in stores, which is good. What was weird to me is that this wasn't the turntable I'm expected to see. I thought I would see the LP60, that base model turntable that everyone buys when they're first getting into vinyl, or is such a common gift for parents, especially when they're just trying to give their kids something to get into when listening to records. But this was an LP Go at Walmart, not an LP60. Now, the word Go and 60 are so interchangeable that I understand why I was confused. It took me 5 minutes to realize I wasn't looking at an LP60. So I came home and did a little bit of research, and I can't find the LP Go available really anywhere else other than Walmart. And it makes me think that they must have some sort of deal with Audio Technica to offer a turntable, the LP Go, instead of the LP60. Now, just looking at it there in the store, to me, it looks almost identical to the LP60. I can't speak to the reliability or functionality of the LP Go, but I would imagine it's very similar to the LP60. Now, this LP Go is $160. So if you are someone that's just looking to get someone a budget turntable and you want an Audio Technica, looks like you can go into Walmart and get this model. But now I'm wondering, if I go to a home electronics store similar to Best Buy, where they're used to offering more higher end electronics, will I be able to find an Audio Technica 120 there, or even an Audio Technica at all? Let's head there next. All right, I just pulled up to Best Buy. Let's run in and see if we can find any turntables. All right, well, it took me a minute, but I finally found where the turntables were. They're all buried on a bottom shelf, and none of them are even set up to display.
They're all Victrola model. I'm not here to dog on Victrola if you have one, but it's not exactly the brand I would recommend a newbie buy, or if you're buying one as a gift for someone. Now, I asked the person that was asking if I needed any help if they carried any Audio Technica turntables. He said that they didn't have any here. He looked it up in the computer. He said there's some in a store that's like 45 minutes away. They only carry in those stores, any of the stores around us only have the LP60 model. If you're looking to buy a quality turntable like the 120 at a store like Best Buy, I wasn't able to get them here. Now, there's always a chance I could probably order it online and have it shipped to the store. But if I just needed to get out, walk in the store and buy one, I couldn't see it. In fact, the only Audio Technica thing I saw was a weird QR code for $199. I thought that might take me to maybe where I could buy the turntable online, but it actually took me to buy a cartridge and a head shell, a stylus, like a red one, for $200, which surprised me. I'm not exactly sure what that was about. But anyway, I did my best. I looked here. That's all I could find. But while I'm sitting here in the parking lot, I remembered there is one more store in this sort of outdoor shopping mall that I think I've seen turntables at. Let's swing by there and see what they carry. Okay, I just pulled up to the second stop, which is a Barnes and Noble bookstore that sells vinyl records. And I think I've seen turntables for sale here. So let's zip inside and see what I can find. Well, that was cool to see. I didn't expect Barnes and Noble to have Audio Technica turntables. The last time I was in there, I recall seeing the Crosley models that were there, but I don't recall seeing the Audio Technica turntables there. So it was cool to see that you could still go into a store like this and buy the 60 model if you're just getting started, sort of the smaller one. They also had a LP3BX, which I think is for Bluetooth, and I'm not exactly familiar with that model. It was sort of wedged underneath the vinyl section where they have their records, and there were a couple of options. Now, it didn't look like they were overly stocked. Who knows? There might be some in the back. As they sell, they bring them out. So if you do want to go to a Barnes & Noble and look for one of these Audio Technica turntables, you might want to call ahead and see if they've got them in stock. But it was great to see two options above just a Crosley or a Victrola like I saw at Best Buy. So if you're out and running around and there's a Barnes & Noble near and you're looking to buy a turntable and you don't want to order one online, consider swinging in there and checking it out. Worst case scenario, if they don't have it, you can at least grab a coffee for your drive home.
All right, so I just got back from driving around looking at turntables and stores, and this is what I've learned. First, if you're looking for a high budget turntable, think Audio Technica 120, $400 or higher. This is not the exercise for you. These big box retail stores are selling budget entry level turntables. Think Crosley, Victrola, at best an Audio Technica LP60, which is what I anticipated and wasn't surprised to see. So if you need a more expensive turntable, you're probably just going to need to buy one online. Now, if you're interested in which one you should visit first, Barnes & Noble surprised me with their wider selection. That might be something to look into. Walmart will probably be the most convenient for most people. They could just zip in and get that LP Go if they're interested in the Audio Technica brand. Best Buy, again, all I saw were Victrola units. I really think the best practice there is to order it online, have it sent to the store, and make sure it's there. I do think they have the ability to get the 120s shipped within each store so you could pick up easily if you didn't have time to buy it on Amazon or didn't just want to buy it there instead. But the one place that I think we tend to forget is our local record store. And I know here in Nashville, a lot of record stores carry brand new turntables. Even more importantly, they oftentimes have great vintage turntables that people have turned in when they've cashed out of their vinyl collection. Don't forget that when we spend our money at our local independent record store, it's really going back into our community. It's helping support a small business. It's just going to go a lot farther than if we just take our money to one of these big box retailers. So for me, if you've got a local record store, try calling down there first and see what they have, because I think that that's going to be the best use of your money when shopping for a brand new turntable. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, there's a good chance you're not sure which turntable you want to buy. I made a video comparing the two most popular Audio-Technica turntables, the LP60 and LP120, with the hope that it would help you decide which one is best for you. If you're interested in watching that video, you can do so by clicking here.